Evergreen, how to play. The object of the game is to have the most points at the end of 4 seasons. You score points by collecting sunlight, having large forests, the fertile land bonus, and cards with the bud icon. Give each player a planet board. They place 1 cylinder token in every hole that is colored green. Place the sun token in the top half circle, or you can all agree to start your sun in any half circle. They don't have to match. Pick a player to go first and give them the first player token. Then, proceeding clockwise, each player scores points based on their turn order. First is 0, second is 1, third is 2, fourth is 3. Each player increases their score along the score track that circles their planet. During the game, each time your score surpasses 50, then move the overflow marker down 1 to keep track. Place the remaining tokens nearby. For future reference, they are called sprouts, small trees, big trees, bushes, and lakes. Shuffle the biome cards and flip over cards until you reveal at least 5 fertility icons. Set those cards aside in an area called the fertility zone, stacking them together by color. The colored sections on the board match to the cards to indicate their biome. At the end of the game, bonus points are scored based on each biome's fertility. Add up the fertility icons in each biome to determine its fertility value. Then, you score points equal to the fertility value for each big tree you have in that biome. Back to setup. Shuffle all the other cards back into the deck, then set it down as a draw pile. The game is played over 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. Each season consists of multiple decreasing rounds. The bottom left of your board tracks the seasons and indicates how many rounds they have. Spring has 5 rounds, down to winter, which only has 2. A round is composed of 3 phases. The first is the draw phase. Flip over cards from the top of the biome deck, equal to the number of players plus 1, in a line away from the deck to create the drafting pool. There are 7 types of biomes: grassland, flowers, wheat, rock, swamp, snow, and wild. The biome symbol is on the left and the card's power is in the bottom right. Fertility and aridity is at the top. The player with the first player token goes first, then play proceeds clockwise. Each player picks 1 card from the drafting pool and places it face up in front of themselves. After the first player picks their card, they must place down the first player marker on the card in the draft pool that is closest to the deck. If anyone picks that card, then they take the first player marker in addition to their card, and they will pick the first card in the drafting pool in the next round. In each round, the card that you pick will cover your previous cards. If no player takes the card with the first player marker on it, then the marker returns to the player who placed it there. To the side of the draw deck is a discard pile. Whenever the draw deck runs out of cards, then shuffle only the cards in the discard to create a new deck. After each player has picked their card for the round, then, if the remaining card has a fertility symbol, it is moved to the fertility zone and stacked with any of its matching biome. If the card has an aridity symbol, then flip the latest card added to the stack of the corresponding biome in the fertility zone and place the aridity card on top of it. The face-down card no longer contributes to the biome fertility. If there is no card to flip, then just place the card there and nothing happens. If the card does not have an icon, then it is discarded. The second phase is called Actions and Powers. During this phase, there are no turns and all play happens simultaneously. Players perform 1 action and may use their drawn card's power. There are 4 actions you can choose from, located in the bottom right of the board. Options A, B, and C must be performed in the matching biome for the card you picked this round. Option A allows you to plant up to 3 sprouts. Option B allows you to perform 2 generic growths. A generic growth means you replace either a sprout with a small tree or a small tree with a big tree. Your selections must be different. You cannot double grow a sprout to a big tree. Also, you may not reverse grow and turn a big tree into a small tree or a small tree into a sprout. Option C allows you to plant one sprout and perform one generic growth on a different token. You cannot grow the sprout you just planted. The world icon next to option D indicates that the action is not restricted to a specific biome. For this action, you can either plant a sprout or perform a generic growth. If you picked a wild biome card, then actions A, B, and C can be performed anywhere on your planet board. Sprouts, small trees, and big trees are considered infinite. In the unlikely event that you run out, you can substitute items. Your power for the round is indicated at the bottom right of your card. All powers that place tokens have the world symbol and are considered wild and can be used anywhere on your planet board, regardless of biome. The card's power you picked for the round is only activated once. At the top of your board are the power trackers. Each time you use a power, move the matching power marker right one space. If the marker has already reached the last space, then leave it there. The number below the power marker indicates the number of times you apply the effect. The effects are: plant a sprout. Place one sprout on the board. Small tree growth. Replace a sprout with a small tree. Big tree growth. Replace a small tree with a big tree. Small tree growth and big tree growth are not the same as generic growth. They can only grow what they indicate, so pay careful attention. Plant bush. Place one bush on any empty space on the board. Place lake. Place one lake on any empty space on the board. Then apply one generic growth on up to 2 different spaces that are orthogonally adjacent to it. Bud. Immediately score the indicated number of points. You may choose to perform your power before or after your action, but you must complete your power or action fully before performing the next one. You may not partially perform one, then switch to the other, then switch back. However, the effect of a power can be applied to the same space where you applied your action, and vice versa. When all the players have performed their actions and powers, then the end of the round cleanup phase happens, and then the round ends. Count the biome cards in front of you, the one you picked up this round, as well as those you picked up from previous rounds. If their number is equal to the maximum number in the current season, then the season is over. If not, then start a new round in the current season. When the season ends, perform the following steps. Collect light. The position of the sun around your planet board determines the direction the light comes from. Each tree casts a shadow in the same direction. Small trees cast a shadow of 1 space, and big trees cast a shadow of 2 spaces. Each tree that is hit by light collects points. Small trees collect 1 point, and big trees collect 2 points. However, a tree in a shadow of another tree that is equal in size or taller collects 0 points. And trees in shadows still cast shadows of their own. A big tree in the shadow of a small tree will still collect points, but another big tree in its shadow will not. There are 4 crevice spaces on the board. You may not place pieces here. They are only considered spaces when calculating shadows. Sprouts, bushes, and lakes do not cast shadows or collect light. Calculate your light collection by moving from one end of the board to the other, then advance your score accordingly. Next, calculate your biggest forest. Each group of orthogonally adjacent small trees, big trees, and bushes create a forest. Your largest forest scores 1 point for each small tree, large tree, and bush in it. Update your score on the tracker, then change the season. Move your marker down the season track. Then, each player discards all of the biome cards in front of them. Move the sun marker clockwise 1 space around your board, so the light will now come from a different direction during the next season. You are now ready to start another round. When the 4th season ends, the game is over. Calculate your fertility bonus and apply it to your score. The player with the most points wins. In the event of a tie, the player closer to first in turn order from the final position wins.